I have to give you another reason why shadow work should not be avoided and is absolutely necessary. It's for the reason that if you cannot trust and love your own shadows, and you would need to confront them in order to learn this trust and love. If you don't do that, if you don't accomplish that, you're going to bypass into a spiritual dimension, bypassing your soul, bypassing your emotions, bypassing your subconscious, and you will never be able to trust and love another person. Your own distrust for your own shadows is always going to be the distrust that is projected onto others. You cannot heal, you cannot become whole without integrating and embracing your shadows. And what are your shadows? They are all the things that fall under the category of things that make you feel embarrassed, things that make you feel ashamed of yourself, things that make you feel fearful. And fears and things that make you feel guilty. So you have to go through all of these unconscious feelings, and then you need to disseminate the feeling and disseminate the belief that created the feeling. You might have been told, I always like to use the Christian example. You might have been told from early on in your life that you are a worthless sinner, an unworthy, undeserving sinner, undeserving of grace, undeserving of love. There is numerous programs, tapes running in our subconscious that have diminished us like that, and that have caused us to unconsciously feel ashamed and embarrassed for the human that we are. There is a deep belief that being human is bad. And it's from this subconscious belief that we carry that over when we look at other human beings, in this belief that a human being is bad. Being a human being is undesirable. And all kinds of concepts like that were embedded during our growing up years, where we were invalidated. And now these programs, these beliefs run in the subconscious. That's why we have so much trouble placing value on other human beings, because we see them as trash, because we feel like trash about ourselves. We might not consciously express that, but we certainly do that unconsciously or subconsciously by being in so much critical judgment of one another. We're always picking out the flaws, the bad things in human beings to validate the tape, the program that's running in the background that says to be human is flawed, to be human is a bad thing. And we hate our humanness. And this spills over to other people through judgment and criticism and condemnation. So you cannot bypass confronting your deep inner feelings and to reconcile your human with your spirit. We can't be just all consciousness God consciousness and abandon the human physical form that the consciousness needs to express itself. We have to make peace with the God part, the God consciousness, and with the human consciousness. We have to reconcile these two to bring peace to ourselves, and then in turn, subsequently, to other people, because we're not going to be projecting our lack of self-worth on other people. So that's why you can't bypass. I don't care what people say when they say, oh, you don't need to do shadow work. Yes, you do need to do shadow work, because if you don't, your spiritual ego is going to show up again and again and again. And it doesn't look very good. The spiritual ego doesn't look good just as much as the human ego doesn't look very good. But we have to become accepting of the way things are. I accept myself. I accept my human. And I clear out all the programming that makes me feel afraid or ashamed or undeserving of anything good. And as I do that in myself, I know you can do that in yourself, and I know that you are worthy, and I'm going to treat you as a worthy person.